Over a decade after its 2011 release, director Rupert Wyatt recently shared a never-before-seen look at some behind-the-scenes footage from his time on the film that launched the modern Planet of the Apes franchise, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. In it, we see a scene that appears to match up with an abandoned alternate ending to the film that was revealed through concept art several years ago. Now knowing that the scene had actually made it as far as filming, was there ever a real chance that it could have made it into the film, and should it have? I'm here to give my thoughts. If you like what I do here and want to show your support, be sure to hit the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all things apes. Enjoy the video. And welcome back to Ape Nation, your number one source for all things Planet of the Apes on YouTube. My name is Josh, and today I wanted to discuss some Planet of the Apes news that I thought was really fun and potentially exciting, and it actually comes from the director of the first film in the Caesar trilogy. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to my buddy Andy on Instagram for sending this my way, because otherwise I would have completely missed it. Rise of the Planet of the Apes director Rupert Wyatt recently shared the following clip from behind the scenes of his days working on the film on his Instagram story, in which Caesar actor Andy Serkis can be seen wearing a hooded cloak, walking through a debris-filled set before taking off his hood, and, well, you can just watch and see what happens for yourselves.
Visual X-ray 6, take 6. Marker.
Here we go. Ready and action.
Well, I'm the king of the swingers, whoa, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man cub and stroll right into town and be just like the other men. I'm tired of monkeying around, so ooby-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you, ooh, I mean it's true.
Now, of course, this is clearly just Andy having a bit of fun behind the scenes during a take, but beyond the fun going on in front of the camera, what I found most fascinating from this clip is the scene that was being filmed. Now, for those who do not know, back in 2014, an alternate ending to Rise of the Planet of the Apes was revealed by concept artist Brian Cunningham via Film Sketcher, who also revealed the concept art for the scene. In the scene, which would presumably have taken place several years after the battle on the Golden Gate Bridge at the end of the film, Caesar is seen wearing a hooded cloak and climbing up a mysterious and damaged staircase. We then cut to seeing the front of an older and tattooed Caesar as he makes his way to the top and looking out at the world through a damaged building. As the camera pulls back, it's revealed that what Caesar is looking at is the remains of a war-torn New York City, with the building he's standing in revealed to be the remains of the Statue of Liberty, a clear homage to the original 1968 Planet of the Apes. So this is a scene that I vaguely remember knowing about from when it was first revealed 10 years ago, but it was something that I had always assumed had never made it beyond the page. I just figured it was one of those crazy ideas that you'll hear about after a movie comes out that was considered early on, but scrapped before cameras had ever even started rolling. Well, it turns out that I was completely wrong. While it hasn't been officially confirmed by anybody, it doesn't exactly take rocket science to look at the scene being shot, whether it be the set, the camera work, or the fact that Andy Serkis is wearing the exact hooded cloak from the concept art to put two and two together. It's pretty obvious that this is the scene that was being filmed. And for those who want to see a more detailed idea of what the scene might have looked like, a YouTuber by the name of Joey of the Apes actually put together a really cool animated version of the concept art back when it was first released in 2014. If you want to check that out, the link is down in the description of this video. To me, the fact that this ending actually made it this far into the production process is honestly kind of shocking, and if anything, just makes me wish we could see more of what ended up being filmed for it. I'd also love to hear Rupert Wyatt or even Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver talk about it, especially now after seeing where the rest of the story went. But it also got me wondering, could an ending like this have worked in the movie? I have 3 reasons why I think it could have, and then I have 3 reasons why I think it could not have. As for why I think it maybe could have worked in the movie, first, I think it would have given the film more of a standalone nature, which would have been pretty cool in its own way. While I love the movie that we got, the ending does have a bit of a to be continued vibe. It very much is a standalone story and it wraps up its own ending, but when it came out, I definitely felt like it was set up for a sequel to continue the story. Whereas had this ending come out, it definitely wouldn't have been that way. I also think it would have made for a really great homage to the original film. That being said, there are also a bunch of homages throughout the original film already, so having this one be there wouldn't really be anything that makes it stand out. It would just be another homage, but still, it would have been a great homage to the original film. And finally, I think it could have set the stage for a much different sequel had they still made one. Like I said, I think this would have made it feel much more like a standalone one and done story. It also would have paved the way for a much different story going forward. I don't think we would have gotten a sequel like Dawn or War. I don't know where it would have gone. The sequels that we got were very dark, but I think this set the stage for an even darker story had they actually gone with this ending. And I can't help but wonder and be excited about, in a way, what those possibilities could have been. But those are the reasons that I think it could have worked and why I think seeing this ending put into the film could have actually been a good idea. But like I said, I also have 3 reasons why I think it wasn't a good idea. And the first one is the ending that we ended up getting, I think, is much more emotionally satisfying to me, and it fits the story better tonally and narratively with its more uplifting nature at the end. With Caesar having that final goodbye with Will and his apes turning to him for guidance as he leads them on into wherever they go next, and it just ends there. And I think the story ending there is very fitting, and it feels like a natural conclusion to Caesar's journey in that story. I think tacking on this several years later, part of it just wouldn't have fit with the tone of the movie, it wouldn't have fit thematically with the movie, and it wouldn't have fit with the story that was being told.
Please come home. If you come home, I'll protect you.
Caesar is home.
I also think that it just feels a little too out of place and almost too dark fantasy next to everything that came before. Like I said, it just wouldn't have meshed with the tone. In and of itself and in a vacuum, it could have been a great scene, but it just seems like something that would have felt a little too tacked on and a little too out of place. And finally, now knowing where the trilogy went, this would have prevented that. And because of how much I loved Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and I loved War for the Planet of the Apes, and I think that trilogy told Caesar's journey and I think as great of a way as it possibly could, I wouldn't want to see anything change that would prevent that trilogy from being what it was. And so at the end of the day, I think everything worked out the way it did for the best. That being said, now that we know this scene was actually shot, I do wonder if there's a chance we could ever see a fully assembled version of it in the future, maybe on a future Blu-ray collection or something, but I want to know what you guys think. For those who already knew about the alternate ending, are you as shocked as I am that it made it all the way to the filming stage? Would you want to see what it would have looked like had it been fully animated and edited? And do you think it should have made it into the final cut of the movie? Or are you like me and think that the theatrical ending that we got was the better way to go? I want to know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you so much for checking out today's video here on Ape Nation. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all things apes. I'll catch you in the next one, so until then, goodbye.